Yes, sir. So we are back from downtown. Today is Sunday, March 3rd, and we have a special guest here with us today. We have Nigel Williams. Nige, tell him where you go to school and tell him where you going to school after the
Yo,
high school career.
I attend Plaquemine High School right now. I'm committed to studying to go play baseball.
Come on. So, the first thing that I really want to get out the way for a lot of kids that don't really know the process of getting to the college level, because that is way harder than what people expect. How was your clearinghouse process? Like, how have you felt like you navigated through that area?
Um, it wasn't easy. I'll say that for sure. It's a lot of hard work come behind it. A lot of thought process. A lot of just talking with people, seeing their perspective on it, getting your perspective on it. It's just you gotta go from there. But at the end of the day, you gotta do what you feel like you gotta do too, though.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing I feel like with myself as well. I didn't really put myself in a position to where I could be, I don't want to say proactive in this shit. Like I always made it feel as if somebody behind me would handle that for me.
Right.
And I graduated in 2014, so I was the 2015 class of LSU preferred walk on, and I made it 8 months inside of LSU's curriculum before I realized that it was not for me to be there.
Right.
And I didn't transfer. I couldn't at that point because transferring was pointless.
Yeah.
But now you have a different perspective with this thing that we call the NIL. So we looking at the NIL now, and we seeing how people could just find a niche in any, I'm not gonna say any perspective of the market, but in any business acumen, a kid will want to be, if you're a Southern player, LSU player, you want to be inside of that niche or environment to where you can get represented and marketed in the right way. Do you have NIL anything lined up for you coming up for this next year?
For sure, I've been talking to a few people. I got a few coming up. Partner with Cardell Thomas and Excellent Farms. Farmer Q with Farmer Jones. Ecoline Soap. I got my own Jaguar coming out soon.
Come on.
So yeah, we got some more stuff in the work too.
Come
Can't
on.
speak on too much.
Come on.
Yeah.
So thinking about like Cardell Thomas, all right, he started off here at LSU, being an old tackle. And
Right.
he was like a 5-star, 4-star prospect. And he was
Right.
always one of those ones we thought would, like, not even say we thought we were going to be one of those ones. Even at FAMU, he still held his own there. Like, I was like,
Thanks.
you're going to be an offensive lineman regardless. So if you want to go to that next level and, take that little senior bowl next year and keep it pushing, of course we can keep it pushing. But, like, knowing KT and knowing Cardell, like, how has he helped you, like, navigate this little area or like in this perspective of what we doing right now?
Man, KT, he been through it all for like probably all the process first started. He was there. I had any questions or anything, I'm calling him, we chopping it up on the phone. He letting me know about this, letting me know about that. He just been keeping it real. So right now, he been like a big brother / mentor to me. So our relationship good.
Come on now, because that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people don't have is the aspect of having somebody who's been in this position.
Done it already. Yeah.
Maybe not even being in your same sport. It's just like I've been in this position to where I know what these type of institutions want from me. I gotta produce, and that's why I always say, like, looking back at it, like fucking 10 years ago in 2014, it was like I didn't have that. But it was like the structure of the shit that you want to have and like to where you working towards. In which I was saying, like, before we started, like, your fielding to me is much more of an asset than your bat is. And a lot of people in high school level are looking at your bat like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm like, once you get to that next level, you start to realize that everybody can hit.
Right.
Everybody can field. You have to beat out 1% of the 100% to make it to the next part of where you're going. So how do you feel your role or what you're working towards right now as a senior is going to help you at Southern next year?
Man, right now is my biggest thing right now is just staying consistent, so I've been doing it 10 plus years, So now it's just evolving my game, working better. You know, it's the little things that really count in this sport, especially baseball. It's a game of failure already.
It's a game of failure.
It's just trying to stay consistent. The best hitter go 3 for 10, and you consider, you know, a Hall of Fame top. So I mean, it's a game of failure. You just gotta have that mindset. You know, just stay focused.
Okay, so this is a question I didn't have, you know, lined up for whatever we were going through. But I know you are a player, and as a player myself, it's like, how do you feel looking at college pitching compared to high school pitching? Because the thing with me, travel ball had really prepared me for college pitching way more than school ball prepared me for college pitching.
Yeah.
Like, how you feel about that one?
Man, it's a new baseball world today. The baseball world today is crazy. I mean, you got 8th graders throwing 85 plus these days. So it's like, man. So really and truly, it's like school ball is really the same. Like, we probably got some days where we probably get somebody with a big fastball throwing a nice little curve with them.
Top 80, low 90.
I mean, travel ball really. I say travel ball is more competition than travel ball. You know, travel ball, that's where all the scouts come out. So everybody just watching you with all eyes on the fields.
So your travel ball experience, would you say? Cause mine as well. You went to the same high school that I went to, so it's easy for me talking to you and saying that my travel ball experience was way easier than my, I want to say, high school ball experience. So I always felt like I had to play down to what was given to me. Like, I'm playing Livonia, but you don't have a D1 pitcher on your mound.
Right.
I'm a D1 hitter, so it's like I'm just trying to make sure I stay focused in my routines and to make sure that I walk up the plate the same way. I'll look at the pitches the same way, even though you are not making it to the level I am. How do you feel about the testament to that?
Man, that right there, it's a mindset. With that one right there, you know, you probably walk up to the plate, he probably saving it. So that's right there. It's like, right. So at that point, it's just staying true to your mechanics, keeping your mechanics up, not falling off that, not trying to get the high head, or he throwing, you know, slow. So let me go take a little daddy hack or whatever.
Yep.
So it's just staying true to you.
All right. So the biggest thing too is also, like you saying, like you played the travel ball. So with a lot of people don't know Diamond Dogs, but here in this region, like a lot of people that watch my podcast know Diamond Dogs are really the top tier of the, I want to say, the minority kids who want to make it to that next level. Cause you know for a fact the Catholic kids are going to play for Louisiana Elite. So you're gonna be on that BB core level. You're gonna be on that what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you're gonna be out there playing with the best teams, regardless, because of where you went to school. But now, starting with Diamond Dogs, y'all went to Houston last year. I feel like y'all went to Miami one time, and I was like, what in the world is Diamond Dogs doing? Your travel ball experience, how much difference have you had playing with, like, Diamond Dogs compared to, let's just say, a regular school baseball over the summer?
I wouldn't say it's a big difference, but I mean, then again, you know, we show up to tournaments. We are black males, so at the end of the day, they like, you know, we got them. They probably not on nothing, but games start. They like, hey, they know how to play some ball. They can play baseball. Them ball is good. So I mean, it's like, yeah.
It's really funny because it's like we really getting your like opinion from a fucking person's standpoint right now. Yo. Like, have you ever, like you said, you just said it. So you walked into tournaments and really seen like, this is a group of minority kids. I'm not even gonna say just black or just Hispanic. Just, this is a group of minority kids. Could you tell that other teams thought that y'all were like inferior to them? That's why I was like, yes.
You know, I mean, they don't really think it's a minority sport. So like, you know, when they see them group of guys come up, they just like, hey, this probably be like a little walk in the park. We probably got it easy.
Yeah, we finna beat these boys by 20 something. Like, boy, no, you not.
They fail to realize Diamond Dogs one of the top travel ball teams around here
in Louisiana. Period.
Facts.
And that shout out to my dog Johnny. And we gonna be on here going crazy. Shout out to my dog Johnny. He's a coach at Diamond Dogs. Him and Booby. I went to school with him at LSU. I know him, love him from the bottom of my heart. They gonna be the sickest AAU travel ball team for the rest of I feel like my career. Cause I know them and I know exactly what they stand for. So getting into the questions of you, going straight into how you feel personally, like personality wise, have you set any personal goals or expectations for like your transition of getting out of Plaquemine? Because it's hard for me to tell you like the transition from Plaquemine to there, but you've seen it, so you've been able to play travel ball and all of that BS. But it's like, what are your expectations for leaving from damn near Plaquemine to going to Southern? Because that's still a big step. Like fuck that, that's a big step.
Really not too much. Just staying focused. Like just staying on track, making sure my head on straight, not getting in. All the other stuff that come with it. Especially going to Southern. It's a lot of stuff that you could get unfocused with. So it's just staying focused, staying on track.
One thing I wanted to cut you out right quick before you said that. One thing I always realized at Southern is when Cato was there. I got recruited when Cato was there, so I've seen like a true skip, like to be there for you as a minority player.
Yeah.
I went to LSU and I feel like I was slighted as a minority player. I was the third. I was one of 3 African Americans on the LSU baseball team,
right,
going into winter and fall ball. So before the season even started, winter and fall ball, I was one of 3. I just couldn't keep my grades right, and then I didn't see spring, so it was like I was never there. So I know you gonna keep your grades right. I know you understand that aspect, but how you feel about the testament of going to Southern? Southern is a top tier baseball school to me. Like that's not like a drop off at any fucking level of the word. Like, how do you feel about going to Southern?
I'm excited. Good relationship with the coaches, with some of the players that's playing right now, current players. Just talking to them, getting their perspective on everything about the program, about the school, things like that around there. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm ready to go.
I'm telling you. So how you feel about, all right, so going into college, I didn't have any aspect of what I thought about what I wanted to do in college other than play baseball. Right. So looking at this, how do you plan to balance, that academic side and that athletic side in baseball? Like, because we get that last 3-4 semesters.
Right.
So we get to go hard 1 and 2. I'm gonna make sure you know that, because I didn't know that. You gotta go hard the first semester, second semester. You gotta go hard. Yeah. If you don't fucking care about your academics at that point, you're gonna end up like my dumb ass was and not be playing in the spring and then be looking for somewhere to transfer before we got this new NIL and transfer portal shit. Like, how do you feel about that?
Really just making sure, I'm staying on top of it, going to, my tutoring and stuff like that, getting tutored along the way, especially when spring comes. Spring is as baseball season, so it's just a lot of games, really not going to be on campus, so just finding a way to stay on top of everything, so I'm on the right path.
And one thing I wanted to tell you before you move into that realm of the college baseball is that we look at tutoring, I don't know if it's just us as African Americans, we look at tutoring as if it's something bad.
Right.
We look at tutoring as if I'm doing something wrong in class.
Right.
Hell no. Once you get to that level of college and you're playing so like the fall for you is going to be probably a little different, but probably the same. Y'all are going to play 2 to 3 games in the fall.
Right, yeah.
In wintertime, when the Winter Classic comes around, you're going to be playing like 4 days a week. So it's like you have to realize when you have chances to get your schoolwork done, get that shit out the way quick. Quick. I'm talking about even if you got to go talk to the professor, all of that. Go be 1-on-1 with them, because that's the only thing that can hold you back from being what you really want to be. And as a baseball player, like, you really want to do this shit. And I can see it in every approach you take. Like, I was at a game a couple days ago. like last week. So it's like I was there watching you play, and I'm like, it's no way he doesn't understand every at bat means something.
Thanks.
So looking at that, the expectations. What are your expectations for going in the southern? And we talking about doing it perfectly. We talking about getting our work done in the fall and the winter, and going straight into the spring and being an impact player. What are your expectations? Like, what do you think you need to do?
Really and truly just getting the weight room this summer. Get bigger, stronger, faster. So by that time, spring roll around, it's like, alright, I'm ready to go. I'm still training, do all out. So just basically, like I said earlier, just trying to stay consistent in everything I do. So that way, when spring do roll around, first game, I'm out there on the first game, making an impact as a freshman.
See yourself playing in the field wise to be ready to be prepared for the summer. Like, what do you see? You see taking ground balls at the short, at third, or you think you'll be moving to the back?
Really and truly just corners. So
Corners,
first and
come
third.
on. Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go into college playing the corners. Anywhere that's gonna get me on the field faster. So, yeah.
Boy, I'm about to say you ain't. Boy, I don't need no professional answers out this motherfucker. Hey, that's what I'm trying to hear. I want to be on the field as fast as I can to show you and show the impact that, like you said, you're trying to get bigger. Of course, your exit velo is going to be higher. Of course, you're going to college. Of course, but it's like things at this perspective of the world and this perspective of your game. It requires the fucking. I can't even say it's the discipline. The discipline of knowing the shit that you do and just doing that shit 100%. Like, if you chase change-ups, I'm going to wait for a change-up and just everything else is just me being a batter. I'm going to just be a hitter. Like, I know I can't fucking hit this change-up. Like, but I know for a fact, if you throw a fastball up and away, I'll hit that bitch to right field. Like, if you throw a fastball up and in, I'm pulling this bitch with me to left. Like, it's going to always be the same thing. I want challenges or specific areas in which you feel like you can improve in going from high school to college ball.
Probably just attacking, all the off speed. So trying to get that curveball, seeing the curveball at the hand, seeing the slider, let it do what it do, catch it at the point where I'm supposed to catch it. Just really the off speed pitch, because I get the fastball, I'm gonna do damage with the fastball. So, and like past few games, I ain't been saying nothing but off speeds, but that's common for I'm going in the game, they know, that's the Southern commit right there, so we know what he could do. So they just first pitch, they flipping curves, throwing the little sliders, so it's just staying disciplined to what I know my mechanics and just letting do it, do what I do.
Because that was the biggest thing. I feel like I saw you play against Livonia, and I feel like Livonia didn't pitch you a fastball in that first at bat at all. Yeah. So the first one, oh no, he gave you two fastballs. He gave you a fastball at the beginning, and then you didn't see a fastball again until it was the time for you to get that last pitch in your at bat. So I feel like I saw you coming off a little bit of the off speed, cause like your front foot would open up, like you was ready for the fastball, but it was like, damn, like even though like Livonia players can't throw a breaking ball as good as a fucking D1 player. It's like you started to realize that, and then the next at bat, it was like you adjusted and you got like a fucking double off of that shit. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm going home. That's all I needed to see. I was like, all right. So looking at that point of it, and you said that you attack like specific spots, like you know the pitch you like.
Yeah, I go up to the plate with a mindset. So when I'm walking up to the plate, I'm thinking, like, what's my approach right here? So
come on.
Depending on who I'm playing, what they got, how the scouting report is on that pitch specifically. So I'm just going up there like I know, really and truly, I'm not getting the inside fastball, no middle end. So
nobody's gonna throw you this shit.
I go up there middle away, so I get the middle away first pitch, and I'm gonna just take my head at it.
Okay, so that was my next question. How do you feel about the approach from what you see in high school baseball, which is something that a lot of coaches in high school baseball cannot pitch to a player that's going to D1. They're going to play. They're going to pitch normal shit. I'm in inside out like you said, or I'm inside, and I'm gonna just take this bitch over the fucking left field wall. Like, other than that, how do you feel about people preparing for you on the high school level? I don't even want you to talk about the travel ball level. Like, on the high school level, do you feel like they're preparing for you?
They probably, it's a lot of teams, I get up the bat, they probably think, oh, he pull side, so they'll bring everybody to the pull side. But then again, I catch it deep and I go oppo with it. And so
that's the biggest aspect of being a true hitter. The ability to go the opposite way.
Right.
Like, we're gonna hit to where you pitch.
Right.
And a lot of people don't really understand that aspect of the game. But like you said, like 3 out of 10, that's the best players we can get in the MLB.
Thanks.
Going into college, they always used to tell me your true potential is to be from 180 to 250.
Yeah.
And they were like, cause I play MLB like the game, so it's like I can get on MLB the game and be like, shit, I'm batting 300 the whole season, nigga.
Yeah.
What do you mean? But you're seeing it as if you're coming up to the plate and you know your approach, which is something that I'm glad you fucking said, cause you know your approach. That shit won't change from college to the pros to when you get to single A to when you get to double A to when you get to triple A to when you get to the pro. It's your approach to the game is something that I always realized is what makes a hitter a hitter. Like Manny Ramirez, I might be a little bit too old for you. But it's like Manny Ramirez went up to the plate looking for one pitch, and he just made the ball, come to him. Like,
right.
If you're gonna throw change-ups away, I'm gonna take them bitches. I'm not finna chase that
right.
because you want to throw it. How do you feel about your perspective of the? Sorry, they got somebody behind me going crazy downtown. You know how this goes. But how do you feel about your perspective at the plate? Like, do you always look for your pitch, or can you fucking adjust? Can you adjust? Are you an adjuster type of hitter?
I definitely go up to the plate looking for what I want. So, I know I'm not gonna get it. So yeah, of course I gotta adjust. But yeah, I for sure go up to the plate with my approach. So I stick to my middle end approach. So if I get the middle end first pitch, I'm just taking my swing.
Letting it go.
Yeah.
I'm letting it go. So even though we talking about that, and I was like, the next question goes into that one. 3-0, we looking at a green light, middle end.
And that pitch.
We letting it roll.
Yeah.
That was my next question. So 3-0, middle end, we letting that bitch fly.
Yeah.
So next year when I'm looking at the game, and Southern is playing Texas Southern in the fucking Minute Maid Stadium in Houston, and I'm at this bitch. Yeah. When I know Naj is up there 3-0, he letting that bitch fly. If you have the green light. I'm not finna tell you to not do something your coach expects.
Yeah.
But if you have the green light, middle end, you letting it fly.
Yeah, of course.
That's all I need out of a hitter like that. So, looking at that, what advice do you have to give to younger players? So, like, fuck it, any younger players, your travel ball team, your team at school. What advice could you give to a younger player? Let's just say an 8th grader, 9th grader, coming up to, and they're like, damn, I want to go to play baseball on the next level. Like, what advice you can give?
The biggest thing is just trust what you know. Trust your mechanics. Stay true to you. Don't try to go out your way. Like, you see something, let me try to do this. Just stick to you. Have your approach. Everybody got their own approach. So just what you know, all your mechanics, just trust everything.
Okay. So the mechanics mindset of baseball is our biggest thing. So before we get to our last question, I want to ask you your mechanics inside the outside. So this is more of a player question than a lot of shit you probably seen on the questions I gave you. Inside the outside, how do you feel hitting outside pitches?
And I was back then, the outside pitch, I just watch it go by. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
you throw a slider away from me, I'm about to watch that bitch
right,
slide. Like, I'm not even finna swing.
And that was really my biggest thing of getting from the younger travel ball to high school.
Exactly.
So like when I got introduced to high school ball, my freshman year, I started freshman year at Brulin. I started as a freshman, so it was like what I was used to getting, what I was used to seeing, I ain't see none of that no more. So from my freshman year to now my senior year, it's just I done got more comfortable with the outside pitch, letting it travel, picking it up off my back heel, and just
what
doing what I do.
You picked that bitch up off my tongue. That was just about to say. So the traveling ball. So a lot of people don't understand when I say traveling balls. I mean two-seamers. I mean sliders. I mean anything that can hit that motherfucking zone at the last second. You be like, what the fuck? How was that a strike? That shit I thought that shit was finna hit me. Like at that aspect of the plate, have you ever? I know you haven't shot away from being hit at the plate, but have you ever found yourself like pulling away from my outside pitch? Because that was the biggest thing for me. Like I would see a slider coming, I would see the spin, but still my backside would get a little bit away from me, and I couldn't get outside enough to hit that pitch. How do you feel about those outside pitches? You can touch them.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Man, my freshman year, I saw my first ever slider I saw in the game. I bailed so decent, got completely out the way. Coaches looking like,
nigga ducking in this.
But ever since then, like we got to practice that next practice day, so we taking BP. So my coach ended up throwing one dead at me. So I got out the way. Yeah. So, everybody yelled two. I'm like, what's going on? I'm new. So like they yelled two. So I got in the box, ready to hit again. Threw another one. They got
straight at your head. That was like, yeah, sure.
After that, they yelled two again. So it's just I got 4 balls being them. I had to take them. So boom. So ever since then, I just learned not to bail.
You can't bail.
Just can't.
Cause the thing is, in this next area of life and where you want to hit, and I know the hitter you can be, when you bail out of pitches, these niggas are hitting sliders inside. So we don't see this in high school. I stepped into that box, I knew I could hit. No matter if you threw that bitch inside or outside, it was just me seeing the pitch early.
Trusting your eyes.
Trusting your fucking eyes. How do you feel about trusting your eyes right now as a senior in high school?
I feel I'm pretty good, pretty confident about it. I done played on the big stage of life, so I done seen everything I'm gonna see. So at this point from now on, it's just like I know it's coming out the hand. I'm locked in on the pitcher. So as soon as I see ball out his hand, or I'm reading spin, or I'm reading just straight. So just trusting him for real.
Dog, you really making me happy right now, but I can't really show it. Yeah. Cause like ball out his hand is something that I picked up 10th grade of like Plaquemine High School ball. If I can see that you're letting it go from this angle compared to this angle,
right,
you're throwing me something totally different. Like you're throwing the either 2 fastballs here, 2 seam, you get inside, the 4 seam is coming straight to where you threw it from. Yeah. But if your arm angle changes any fucking degree, I'm getting something different. I'm getting something that's going to either cut, turn, or just dive. Yeah. Like looking at that, now that you saying that, son, you're making me fucking ecstatic right now. I don't even know, like, I have never talked baseball on this podcast, and I don't know why this shit is making me fucking ecstatic. But it's like, looking at that aspect of it, because I feel like that was the things that I missed. And like looking at you now, you have no way to, I'm not even going to say that. You know what? Let's just keep moving forward, and we're going to keep being greater than what we were before the last day. And we're going to fucking keep going from